It is difficult to invest resources and effort into solving one problem when in fact the problem is something else, not what you were thinking about. Let me illustrate what I'm trying to say here. Many people invest resources, effort, time trying to solve a problem they think they have. Many they think, I have a financial problem. I have to make money to keep up with the bills and my commitments. But actually, this person has no financial problem. Deep down, it's not that. Of course, the financial problem is what they see, is what is manifested. But what they have is a thinking problem. How they think about money, how they spend their money, how they think about making money. And that leads them, even though making money and paying their bills for this month and next month, to go back to the same situation. So their problem is not lack of money and lack of desire to work, but that's what they think. And every morning, they leave home in search of pocket money. However, the problem is something else. Others think, I have a relationship problem. Me and my wife, we fight a lot. We always disagree. We cannot talk without fighting. I need to solve this problem with my husband or wife. But in reality, the problem is not a relationship problem, but the problem is within them. They are needy or insecure, or they are grudgeful. Yes, grudges, resentments, which dictates all of that person's behavior, manifesting itself in fights. So they try to solve the relationship problem once their problem is a grudge, is within, is a wound, or they are just needy. And talking about this, the Lord Jesus said, therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First, be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. What did he mean with these words? See that a person was in a process of doing something and they remembered something else. Jesus told them to suspend the first process, to solve the first matter, and only after resuming the process. Why? Because the lesson is that it will be no use for a person to present an offering to God, seeking what? Seeking to please God, communion with God, seeking God's forgiveness. But in reality, they have an unresolved matter with someone else. For example, they know that they hurt someone else and they haven't asked for forgiveness. So they want to solve a problem, though they have something else unresolved. Likewise with many, in regards to grudges or bad feelings. They either keep a grudge against someone else or they cause someone to keep a grudge. This happens a lot. Grudges are hidden problems, problems that are manifested in different ways. The person, deep in the bottom of their heart, they have a grudge, a desire for vengeance. They keep this grudge in their heart, or they keep a guilt for something that they've done, and they cannot forgive themselves for what they've done. So this feeling is deep down in the heart. Again, a grudge against somebody or guilt against themselves because they did something wrong and they cannot forgive themselves. At times, a desire for revenge against someone who did what was wrong towards them, and at times a feeling of pride, of not doing what Jesus told them to do, to go to the person who they hurt and tell them, "Forgive me." Even though they, being aware that they are wrong, they cannot humble themselves and ask for forgiveness to those who they hurt. So look at this. Grudges, guilt, desire for revenge, and pride. These are deep feelings that people don't think about daily, but they can control your behavior at all times. A man or a father who feels guilty for putting their child through the separation between them, the father and the father who betrayed the mother of his child and they got divorced. Now he's with another woman, he tries to rebuild his life with another woman, and the child comes to visit the father time to time, and when the child comes to visit the father, what does he do? Moved by a feeling of guilt, because the child has to visit him in another house, and he sees the father with another woman, while the mother is poisoned because of the betrayal. The father receives the child to spend the weekend in his house, and what does he do? He fills the child with gifts, he allows his child to do whatever they want in the house. The child disrespects the stepmother or the new girlfriend, who is so upset because the husband does not put his child in his place, because the husband does not make the child to respect his new wife, and the father, out of guilt, leaves things as they are. Don't talk to my child like this. They are just here for one weekend. Let's keep a nice environment. In reality, the guilt of ruining his own family is what leads him not to be courageous, to correct his child, or to rebuke his child when he is not being allowed to be corrected. Do you see what is behind all this? The couple is fighting all the time. When your child comes here, when your daughter, your son comes here, they say this and that, they disrespect me, you don't defend me. The couple fight because of the child of the previous relationship. And they think this is the problem, once the problem is the guilt. It's the guilt that is there. So these feelings which are hidden, these deep problems rooted in the depths, the dark places of the heart, the person does not think about that usually, and what we see are the external behaviors caused by these feelings. It's a grudge that they keep against the other and lead them to be bitter, a hard person to deal with. Maybe even someone who grows sick, because grudges make a person sick. It's a desire for revenge that makes the person to go mad. Those who think about revenge, they suspend their reasoning. They don't think about the consequences. They only think about the pleasure on seeing the other paying for what they've done. It doesn't matter if they will even end up in prison, if that's the case. So these feelings must be resolved. Jesus said, there is no point in presenting an offering on the altar as long as you have there something pending between you and your brother. What should you do? Leave the offering, don't offer it, it will be a waste. Keep the offering, go there, reconcile yourself with your brother, say what you must say, grant forgiveness or ask for forgiveness, cleanse your heart, remove the feeling, remove the cancer from within the heart. And only then, with a clean heart, light heart, with your pride broken, the vengeance resolved in the sense of forgiveness. The guilt resolved with God's forgiveness and your own forgiveness. The sorrows erased. With all that, go back and present your offering, and you will have results from your offering. Here is the reason that many pray to God and have no answer. Many attend the church and it's as if they don't do it. Many believe in God, but they behave as if they don't. Why? Because they don't go down to the dungeons of their hearts to see the dirty and dark things inside. They don't cleanse the dungeons of the heart. And that's why they are wasting time, getting by with their lives, with delays and lack of progress. So here's the tip. If you want, do this work of cleansing, deep cleaning within you. You will like the result. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.